Good morning. Thanks for coming out and joining us. Could we give another round for Polly? I'm waiting for the football game to begin. Thanks, Polly. You can't have a good fall morning without a good and great high school band. On behalf of the City of Long Beach and everyone here today, thank you for joining us as we celebrate this wonderful occasion of naming this library as well as opening this library. Next, I would like to introduce the students from Hughes Middle School who will be presenting the flag, and then Los Cerritos Elementary School students will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me in welcoming the students from Hughes and Los Cerritos.
Put your right hands over your heart.
Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's give them another round of applause. All right. As I mentioned, there are a lot of people involved in this process and in giving us this awesome downtown library. And so please join me as I read through the list of names rather quickly, but everyone played a significant role. First of all, Mayor Robert Garcia. And our city council members, Janine Peirce, Susie Price, Daryl Supernow, Stacy Mungo, Dee Andrews, Roberto, Al Austin, Rex Richardson, and then also our other elected officials, Doug Halbert and Laura Dowd. Could we give them all a round of applause? In addition, we have Long Beach City College Board of Trustees here today, Natuk and Malalula. And Long Beach Education members, Megan Kerr, Myers, and Craighead. And our port and our harbor commissioners that play such a key role in so many things. Bonnie Lowenthal is here representing the harbor commissioners. In addition, former Mayor Beverly O'Neill, and Acting City Manager Tom Modica, and as of today, former City Manager Pat West, and then our other elected officials, Congressmember Alan Lowenthal, Congressmember Berrigan, State Senator Umberg, and Assembly Member Patrick O'Donnell. Now, there were key donors that raised millions to help build what's behind us and also put books on the shelves and all the things that are necessary in running a great library, including also all the computers nowadays. And so I'm going to go through this list, and these folks basically contributed over $100,000 plus. Alana Kloss and Billie Jean King. And Billie Jean has just arrived in the house. In addition, the Munzer family, and represented by Liz Munzer and her children. The Rotary Club of Long Beach. Frank and Margie Newell. Margaret Cott. Vic and Patty McCarty. The Amundsen Foundation. The Keck Foundation. And the estate of Patricia Andrews. Could we give all of them another round of applause? Thank you. There were also significant groups that played roles. The Long Beach Public Library Foundation, the Century Club, the Library Naming Committee, Plannery, who has built for us 3 wonderful buildings here, Clark, Arup, Som, and Miller Foundation. Thanks to all these groups, because this is what's creating for us a more vibrant downtown, and this is going to be a pinnacle of it. At this point, I would like to introduce, although he needs no introductions, Mayor Robert Garcia. The mayor has been on a tear, leading us into a lot of redevelopment areas, and we're enjoying that manifestation of it here with a vibrant city council that supports and a great city management team that works, and it is a city that works. And followed by Mayor Garcia, Councilmember Peirce, and then followed by Councilmember Peirce, our Library Director, Glenda Williams. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Robert Garcia.
Well, good morning, Long Beach. This is a very special day for us here in our city. Anytime that you have an opportunity to open up a library is a wonderful day in your city and in your community. And I want to just begin this morning by all of us just coming together and giving a big round of applause to all of the amazing librarians that were in this library and the clerks that are working so hard . There are also many of our librarians that are here, that are in the audience, that have joined us today, and this would not be possible without their amazing support. We know that libraries are more than just a place where there are books, but they are community centers, they are family centers, they're places to share knowledge, to provide entertainment, and to provide a strong and solid education. This morning, we're going to celebrate the opening of the Billie Jean King Main Library, which is so much more to our city than the walls and building itself. They're really a reflection of where the city is going and our commitment to families and community. This library is also the crown jewel of this new Civic Center redevelopment. There is nothing more important than education, and this library will serve as a beacon of education here in the center of our downtown. Every year, our libraries serve over 1 million visitors, over 80,000 to 10 library programs, and we had over 22,000 Family Learning Center sessions just in this last year alone. Each year, over 1.3 million books are checked out of our library system. That is amazing, 1.3 million books. And this morning, we're going to be celebrating our hometown hero in just a few minutes, and we're going to introduce her in a few minutes. But I just want to say, for those of you that, like me, that are fans and admirers of Billie Jean King, you know that Billie Jean King is the most decorated person to ever come out of the city of Long Beach. Billie Jean King grew up in Long Beach, went to Long Beach schools. We know that her work on Title IX, which directly connected to the future of education, especially for women and girls, is incredibly important. We know that what her contributions have been, not just to sports, but to education, to civil rights, to the advancement of women and all people, has been something that we're all incredibly proud of. And so we want to thank everyone that's been a part of today, and we want to also thank all of the donors that have been contributing whatever they can to make today possible. Can we give them a big round of applause as well? And to continue starting us off this morning, I want to welcome up Councilmember Janine Peirce, and today would not have been possible without her support as well. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you so very much, everyone that is here today. This is a magical moment in the history of Long Beach as we celebrate, as the mayor said, the most decorated member of our community. Let's give it up one more time for all of you. The mayor spoke about the successes and everything that our library system has to offer the great city of Long Beach. Today, I'm going to talk about why this library, having the name of Billie Jean King, is so important for our youth and our future. James Baldwin, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King Jr., Harvey Milk, Dolores Huerta, Sylvia Rivera, and Billie Jean King. These are just a few of the American civil rights warriors, people who did not waver in their values, people who risked their jobs, their families, even their lives for the sole benefit that the belief that justice for all is something that we all need to be striving for every day of our lives. They felt the weight of the generations of the future, generations weighing on their souls and their hearts. They had doubt, they had sleepless nights, they had fleeting failures and historic victories. You'll find their stories inside the walls of the Billie Jean King Library. My daughter has already read the Billie Jean King book more times than I can count. That's because when she won the Battle of the Sexes, that's right. When she fought at Congress to prohibit discrimination on the basis of sex, when Billie came out as gay, it wasn't a one-time thing. When Billie did those things, it was for our future and it was forever. These acts play out in history and they have ripple effects. This is a quote that I just read by Greta. How many of you guys know Greta? Our newest member of the civil rights fight. This isn't a one-time thing, this is our entire future. Her name has been added to this long list. And Billie, I want to thank you for being a civil rights fighter, for coming home, for reinvesting in our library system, for reinvesting in our future so that my daughter and her children and anyone else that follows in those footsteps can say that these battles were won so that we can continue to build justice, so that we can continue to have a community where we respect and love each other, where inside this library you can become a civil rights leader, you can become an architect, a dentist, a librarian, whatever it is that your heart desires, because people came before you that had the courage to stand up and say, yes, justice for all. And so, Billie didn't get here alone. I want to take a moment to recognize her wife, her life partner, Lana. Can we give her a round of applause? We would not be in front of this library today, I know, without her help and her support. We were privileged to be able to form a relationship and a friendship to come back home and to work with our community to get here today. The community members that submitted Billie Jean King's name did so with a full heart, and those members that continue to not only submit that name, but to fight for that name are here today, the naming committee. Juan Benitez, Derek Simpson, Rocio Torres, Annette Morton, Carla Stupinian, and Diane McNitch. Let's give them a round of applause. I also want to thank Porter Gilberg and the LGBTQ Center of Long Beach for all of their efforts. We know this year naming this library in honor of Billie Jean King is a historic one as we celebrate the 100 years of having the women's right to vote, so I want to recognize every single woman that has fought for that. And I welcome you guys to the Billie Jean King Library, where you guys can continue to thrive in our city and make sure that we have a community that works for everybody. So thank you, Billie. Thank you, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome. Welcome to the new Billie Jean King Main Library. It has been a long time coming, but I'm so glad that we are finally here. And this new public space has more public space than we had in the old building, and it's better than ever. I've always loved reading in the library. As a matter of fact, when I was growing up, my mom would send me and my 4 siblings to the park and to the library. She said, "You're not going to stay in this house and drive me crazy." And so that has been a lifelong journey. My first city job was a library page at the library. And it was a great place to study while I was in college because it had all the resources that I needed. And dare I say it, yes, it had a typewriter, for those who know what I'm talking about. But the library is just so much more than that. It has embraced technology. As a matter of fact, I was tapped to open our first public computer lab. We had 10 computers, and we had other technology projects. And today we have hundreds of computers in all 12 of our libraries across the city, with 80 right behind me in our brand new library with very high-speed internet access. And as you know, we are just more than just computers. Inside today, I hope you get a chance to look at our new makerspace that has 3D printing, augmented reality, and virtual reality software, video editing software. We also have a center for adaptive technologies to help those that have mobility challenges, visual challenges, and hearing challenges so they can stay connected. Our new family learning center now offers a supply-brary, which provides supplies for children to do well in their school projects. We also have a community living room and then resources for our veterans. Our library is seismically safe and solar powered, and we bought the entire collection from the old library into this new one. So we exist, and all my staff know this, we exist for the City of Long Beach to help you meet your educational and personal goals. We are so happy to do that, so I hope that you take a moment today, come into the library, explore it. There will be tours throughout the day and story times. I just hope you come and have a very good time. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Please let the staff know. And we're just so happy to see all of you here today. Thank you.
As you can tell, Glenda has a very calming voice. She also has a 1-800 number, so those days that you get real frazzled, you dial 1-800, it goes to Glenda, she'll calm you off the ledge. At this time, a gentleman that's been a major force for us here in the city as a partner, please join me in welcoming the Executive Chairman of the Plenary Group, Dale Bonner. Dale?
Well, good morning. Thanks, everybody, for coming out to join us this morning. As you heard, I'm the chairman of Plenary, the firm that is fortunate to partner with the city in delivering this outstanding project. And I'm really here this morning to say a few words of thank you to not only to all of you for allowing us the privilege of partnering with you here in Long Beach, but we wanted to say thank you to the mayor and all the members of the council for their commitment and the leadership that was so important to bringing us here today. We wanted to also thank City Manager Pat West, or we should say outgoing City Manager Pat West, and Public Works Director Greg Beck and their incredible teams who worked with us so closely in all the hard work that was necessary to get this done. We also had a talented team of women and men from all of our partners, not just the builders, designers, all of the people who knew a lot about Long Beach, who felt it very important that we deliver something that reflected the style and tenor and just the culture of the city. And in particular, the women and men in hard hats who worked every day in all forms of weather, really to do the heavy lifting that was required to get us here today. Thank you. And last and not least, I wanted to say a special word of thank you also to the foundation and to all of the community stakeholders that they brought to the table with us to meet with us through dozens and dozens of meetings to make sure that we really got this right. And let me tell you that if anybody who is out there saying that libraries are no longer important or libraries are dead, they haven't been to Long Beach. I can tell you that, because the stakeholders here and the library foundation and supporters are so committed to this project. They made it absolutely clear what the requirements were to deliver a 21st century library, and we did our best to do just that. It's not just a beautiful building you see here, it's going to be very energy efficient, and it's part of the uniqueness of the partnership is it's going to be very well maintained as well over the life of the building. So this building, we can almost guarantee you, as beautiful as it is today, it's going to look almost like this 25 years from now. It's going to be maintained and well kept to a T, and you deserve that. And most important, I think it's important to acknowledge that this is not just a library we're celebrating today. It's an important part of the new Long Beach Civic Center that is going to make downtown Long Beach not only a great place to do business, but it's going to make this a destination of choice for hundreds and thousands of residents of the city, but also millions of people from around the world who are going to come here to see what this is all about. And so today's celebration is just the beginning of a new chapter in downtown Long Beach. It's a new beginning for the library and all the stakeholders who love libraries and will use this building for years to come. And we just wanted to say we'll be here working with you as partners for many, many years to make sure that you have the asset that the city of Long Beach deserves. Thank you very much.
And our final speaker before Billie Jean, please join me in welcoming the president of the Library Foundation for Long Beach, Barbara Sherwin. Barbara?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the new Billie Jean King Main Library. My name is Barbara Schwerin, and I'm the president of the Long Beach Public Library Foundation. For more than 23 years, the Library Foundation has raised funds for all 12 of Long Beach's public libraries. We are thrilled that the new Billie Jean King Main Library will officially open to the public today. There were so many people, from the mayor to the construction crew, who were all involved in making this library a reality. We are grateful to them all. Today, I'd like to thank a few people who have made this library truly remarkable. First, to the Director of Library Services, Glenda Williams, Manager of Main Library Services, Susan Jones, and the entire library staff who have worked tirelessly to get this library up and running. They will continue to work hard every day, and as I said, Glenda has an 800 number. They will continue to work hard every day the library is open to serve the city of Long Beach by providing award-winning programs and services to the public. It is because of them that the library won the National Medal for Museum and Library Service, the nation's highest honor given to libraries. Thank you to our honorary chair for the new Main campaign, Mayor Robert Garcia. Your love of libraries and commitment to education is greatly appreciated. Thank you to Billie Jean King and Alana Kloss. Your embrace of the Billie Jean King Main Library is so wonderful and heartwarming, so thank you. I'd also like to thank our foundation board of directors and former board members who not only gave to this campaign, but who also committed countless hours of time and talent to ensuring our libraries are well-resourced and accessible to all who need them. Finally, I'd like to thank all of our founding donors. Hundreds of people across this city have made donations, from $25 to hundreds of thousands of dollars to enhance this beautiful building. Because of them, we have raised over $2 million for this library. Yeah. Through the new Main campaign, we have seen a city come together through literacy. Families, book clubs, librarians, children, parents, and even some individuals experiencing homelessness, people from all walks of life have given in support of this new library. Because of your donations, we have a gorgeous children's library, top-of-the-line technology, 3D printers, laptop checkout stations, and more. Your donations will also support learning and studio guides to help children with homework assignments, teach patrons 21st century job skills, and provide much-needed resources for those experiencing homelessness, veterans, older adults, disabled patrons, and more. To our founding donors, thank you. We are proud to call all of you investors in Long Beach's future and champions of literacy. Our campaign will continue through the end of the library's inaugural year. If you'd like to become a founding donor and be recognized in the new library, please visit the Library Foundation booth, which is over there, and you can learn more. Now, I'd like to end by presenting Director of Library Services, Glenda Williams, with this check for... Whoa. It went up from last time for $2,090,000. So thank you. Thank you all.
Well, now is the time that everyone has been waiting for. We are going to go ahead and introduce the woman of the day. Billie Jean King was born here in Long Beach and raised in Wrigley Heights. She began playing tennis on Long Beach's public courts as a 5th grader, won the Wimbledon women's doubles title at 17 years old, and went on to win a total of 39 Grand Slam singles, doubles, and mixed double titles. Billie went to Long Beach schools, and as an activist was known for her work in promoting equal rights for all. Billie Jean was named one of the 100 most important Americans of the 20th century by Life magazine, and was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2009, the highest honor any civilian American can receive in our country. She is the founder of the Billie Jean King Leadership Initiative, the Women's Tennis Association, and the Women's Sports Foundation, and part of the ownership of the Los Angeles Dodgers. In August 2006, the National Tennis Center, home of the US Open, was renamed the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center in honor of her accomplishments on and off the court. Long Beach, please join me in welcoming home our hometown hero, Billie Jean King.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow, this is amazing, and there's so many people to thank, so you're just gonna have to be patient, okay? First, our MC, Steve Goodling. Hey, baby, way to go. I'm so happy that all of you are here. I mean, this library is truly beautiful. I particularly love the Douglas fir. I don't know, the wood is just, I know, I keep looking at it. So you'll see me keep looking up and you'll know what's going on. I want to thank, obviously, the Honorable Mayor Garcia, the Long Beach City Council, the Long Beach City Public Library Foundation, the Naming Committee, Councilwoman Janine Peirce, former City Manager Pat West, Acting Manager, good, excellent, Acting City Manager Tom Modica, Kevin Lee, Chief Public Affairs Officer, the Plenary Group, and Glenda Williams, Library Services Manager, and her entire team that takes care of all the 12 branches of libraries in our great city. I really want to thank all the volunteers, the people who made this main library possible, and who care about our environment. It It's got solar panels on top. It's everything they thought of was to help the environment. So thank you for being so considerate. And to all the Long Beach residents who participated in the process to name the main library in my honor, thank you. Also, a very special thank you for all who have served and sacrificed for the continued freedom of our nation. I also want to thank my partner of almost 40 years, Ilana Klaas. Without her, that never happens. Our family and friends who are here and the ones who are up there, I hope you're watching. So I am truly humbled and honored with this tribute. Today, I've come full circle in my return to Long Beach. Without the people of Long Beach, I never, ever would have had the opportunity to launch my tennis career, to travel the world, and to have a platform to hopefully make a difference in the lives of others. I love the fact that the origins of the Long Beach Public Library date back to 1896, when the Women's Temperance Union provided 200 books to open its doors. How about that? Yeah. That leaders like longtime Long Beach librarian Blanche Collins, who spoke up against censorship in the 1960s and led a successful fight that prevented books from being banned nationwide. We have such a rich history here in Long Beach, California. I was very heavily influenced by my family. My dad, Bill, who was a police officer for a couple of years, and then the rest of his career was with the Long Beach Fire Department. He was a firefighter. I loved it. And I saw a firefighter down here. Where's that firefighter? She's about 8 years old. Anyway, I saw her all set. That's great. They didn't have girls in those days. My mom, Betty, who was a homemaker, who eventually sold Tupperware and Avon so my brother and I could live our dreams. And my brother, Randy, Moffat's our maiden name, my maiden name, who at 10 years old announced at the dining room table, he announced to us that he wanted to be a Major League Baseball player. And my parents said, "Oh no, not you too." And he went on to play 12 years in professional baseball. We grew up on 36th Street in Wrigley Heights. We were, I love it. Are you back there? Yes! Okay, I love it. We were a blue-collar family, but my parents always told us we could be anything we wanted to be, that no dream was too big. Randy and I loved to read, but we couldn't afford to buy books. So one day, my mom sat down on the sofa and she said, "Come over here, children. I want to talk to you." And she went into her handbag and she pulled out a card. And it was a library card. And she said, "You will always be able to read because of this card, and it's free," which is so helpful to our family. And so that made such a difference in our lives. Actually, when I was younger, I used to sleep with my tennis racket, my tennis sweater, and the books. And I love biographies. I love stories about people and how they overcome obstacles, and obviously had books on sports, particularly tennis. I was challenged and nurtured by my marvelous teachers, especially Mrs. Hunter in 3rd grade and Mr. Bamrick in 6th grade. They were at Los Cerritos Elementary School. Go Roadrunners. Yeah, babies. Mr. Mays from Charles Evans Hughes Junior High School in those days, middle school now. Go Owls. And Mrs. Johnson from Poly High School. In 5th grade at Los Ritas, Mrs. Delph called my parents and told them that I was going to flunk reading if I didn't do an oral book report. And I walked through the door at home and they said, "Billie Jean?" And I went, uh-oh. They never call me Billie Jean unless I'm in trouble. You have a problem. What's your problem? You're supposed to give an oral book report. I said, I can't do that. I'm too afraid to get up in front of the class. And they said, you're going to have to do it whether you want to or not. And I started crying and I thought, I can't do this. I can't do this. We're up all night arguing. Of course, I know with my parents it's non-negotiable. So I finally got up, and I'll never forget that my knees were knocking, my heart was pounding, my hands were shaking, and I got through it. I don't remember anything. And I sat down. I do remember this. And Mrs. Delph says, that wasn't so bad, was it? And I went, it was terrible. And then Mr. Bamrick in 6th grade helped me to overcome my fear of speaking in front of people. So I'm very indebted to him for that. Another thing that helped me as much, if not more than anything, was playing tennis. Because when you win, you have to stand up and thank people. And that used to be such a scary thing. I was fortunate to go to high school at Long Beach Poly. Go Jackrabbits! Dee Andrews, cutie patootie back then with his flat top, famous track and field player. How'd that go right now? How's that going, Dee? No, right? Don't take off your hat. There's no flat top. Every day I'd walk into school, and on the left, up on the building, would say, home of scholars and champions. And then I would walk, and when I would go under to go into the courtyard, it said just above us, enter to learn, go forth to serve. Enter to learn, go forth to serve. And I've tried my best to live a life shaped by these words every single day. Yeah. Sorry I'm going backwards, but in 5th grade, my fellow student said to me, do you want to play tennis? Her name is Susan Williams. I said, what's tennis? I had no idea. I played all team sports. Never heard of it. She says, well, you get to run, jump, and hit a ball. And I said, those are my 3 favorite things in sports. I guess I'll try it. So we went to the Virginia Country Club when we played. I said, Virginia Country Club? I'm never going to be able to play. We can't afford this. And so I thought, well, I'll never play again. But Susan and I played softball out at Houghton Park. Yay. And she told the coach, Val Halloran, you know, I took Billie out to play tennis. You know, she's kind of bragging a little. She says, well, they have free instruction here every Tuesday. Okay, now I'm going. Now I'm off and running. So the first time I went out to meet Clyde Walker, who was my coach, who I adored, at the end of that session, I knew what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to be the #1 women's tennis player in the world. And I'll never forget telling my mommy, Mommy, I found out what I'm going to do with my life. And she says, that's fine, you have homework. That went over well. And when I was 13, I had my real epiphany that changed my life forever. I was sitting and I was daydreaming, and I thought about my sport of tennis, that everybody wore white shoes, white socks, white clothes, played with white balls, and everybody who played was white. And I asked myself at 13, where is everyone else? Where is everyone else? And that was the day I committed my life to fighting for equality for every human being. Yeah, baby. Without the guidance of people such as Clyde Walker and the support of the Long Beach tennis patrons, the Long Beach Century Club, Scotty Deeds, I would not have fulfilled my dream to become the #1 player in the world. Time after time, they believed in me, they championed me. Today, our rich tennis history continues through the efforts of Kathy Jacobson-Guzzi, president of the First Serve Tennis of BJK Tennis in El Dorado Park, and everyone who works at our public parks. Thank you. The ones that do sports, activities, and particularly tennis, thank you. With this library, my hope is we give people another avenue to be the best they can be. Ed Willard, the former CEO of DuPont, and I came up with 3 characteristics that people who have inner and outer success. Inner and outer success. This is what we observed over about 5 years in discussing it. And they don't have to be in this order either. Relationships are everything to yourself, your belief system, your family, your friends. You can figure this out, every relationship you have. Number 2, be a problem solver. Those are the people who succeed and seem to be the happiest. Doesn't matter if it's the littlest thing at home or a huge thing. Doesn't matter. And number 3, keep learning and keep learning how to learn. Keep learning and keep learning how to learn. This building behind us provides us with the free access and opportunity to meet the 21st century needs of this community. My dream is that the new main library will be a place where people of Long Beach will keep learning and will be a place where people can connect and prosper and be an inspiration for generations to come. We can do this. Yeah, I love Long Beach, California. A city where we are welcomed and included, a city where we can be our authentic selves, a city full of people who come from different backgrounds, speak different languages, where we can all come together as one vibrant community. Remember, every one of you is an influencer. Every single one of you. You are champions. Together we'll make a difference in our lives and the lives of others. Mi biblioteca es su biblioteca. My library is your library. This is our library. Come on. Woo! Thank you. I love you guys. You're the best. Thank you, everyone. Woo! Thank you to all the schools today. Los Cerritos, Charles Evan Hughes, and Pauley High School, the band, the Pledge of Allegiance, everything they did. Thank you, thank you. Yay, Pauley. This is my trophy. Thank you. Now we're done. Thank you.
We are going to go and begin we're going to do our ribbon cutting now. You are welcome, if you'd like, to just come forward up to the station if you would like, and we're going to do our ribbon cutting here in just a minute.